Hello children. Today we are going to read lesson 2 from Honeysuckle book of class 6. How the dog found himself a new master. This is a story that happened a very long ago. And in those days, dogs roamed freely in the forest along with other animals. Another fact is that over the centuries, wild animals have been mastered and tamed by man. In this story, we are going to read how a dog changed to a tamed animal, who were the animals the dog met, and finally, who did he consider as his master. So let's start reading. Dogs were once their own masters and lived the way wolves do, in freedom until a dog was born who was ill pleased with this way of life. So here, dogs were once their own masters. So, dogs were considered to be their own masters and they lived very freely as wolves. They were free in the forest and they were free until one dog was born. So, one dog which was there in the forest, it did not like the way it was leading, the way of life it was leading. It was ill pleased. Ill pleased means not happy at all with the way of life it was leading. He was sick and tired of wandering about himself, looking for food and being frightened of those who were stronger than he. Wandering means roaming. So he was sick. So who was sick, children? Yes, the dog was sick and it was very tired of roaming here and there in order to look for food. And also, this dog was very much frightened of the animals which were very stronger than he. Right? He thought it over and decided that the best thing for him to do was to become the servant of one who was stronger than anyone on earth, and he set out to find such a master. So this dog started thinking. It thought over, and finally it had come to a point, or finally it had decided. What did it decide? That it will select a master for himself. Okay, it decided that the best thing for him to do was to become the servant of one. So it thought that, or it made up his mind that he wanted to be servant of another animal which is very stronger than him or stronger than anyone on the earth. And he set out to find. So what is the set out? Started his search. So finally it started its search in order to find a master under whom it can be there, like a servant. He walked, and he met a kinsman of his, a big wolf, who was as strong as he was fierce. So he walked and he walked. Who walked? Yes, it was the dog who walked in the forest. And finally it met a kinsman. Kinsman means it's a near relative of his. That is, who was his kinsman? Yes, a big wolf who was as strong as he was and fierce. So that wolf was very strong and also very fierce. Fierce means frightening and very violent also. Where are you going, dog? The wolf asked. So the wolf asked, Dog, where are you going? I am looking for someone to take up service with. Would you like to be my master, wolf? So the dog replies that I'm looking for someone who will take my service with. So who will take up service with means become the servant of. So I wanted to become servant of someone. Okay, and would you like to be my master? So it asked the wolf. I don't see why not, the wolf said, and this agreed upon the two of them went on together. So the wolf says that there is nothing to say that I don't want to be your master. And the wolf readily it accepts, it agrees to what the dog says and it accepts that I will be your master. And the two of them went on together. So they started walking in the forest. They walked, and all of a sudden the wolf lifted his nose, sniffed, darted quickly off the path and into the bushes and crept deeper into the forest. So what happened? Both of them were walking. Who were walking, children? Yes, it's the fox and the dog. Both of them were walking. And all of a sudden, this wolf, it lifted its nose. It lifted its nose and it started sniffing. started sniffing. Sniffing means smelling. Okay, darted quickly off. Darted means ran off swiftly, very quickly. It ran from that particular place into the bushes. So where there were bushes, it ran. So first, what did this wolf do? It sniffed. It lifted its nose up, and then it smelled, and quickly it moved from that path, and it went to the bushes and crept deeper into the forest. Crept means it went very deep into the forest. So this dog, the dog was much surprised. So the dog has seen this wolf. Why this wolf is doing like this? And it was surprised. So why it was surprised, children? Yes, because it did not expect that the wolf will be running off from that particular place. Okay, it did not expect that particular act of the wolf. What's come over you, master? He asked. What has frightened you so? So what has come over you means, come over you means affected you. What has affected you a lot, and why are you so much afraid? Can't you see, there's a bear out there, and he might eat up both of us, you and me. So this wolf, it replies, can't you see, there is one animal. So what is that animal, children? You can look here down. It's a bear. Bear is there, and that bear, it will eat both of us. It will eat you and me. Seeing that the bear was stronger than the wolf, the dog decided to take up service with him, and he left the wolf and asked the bear to be his master. So what happened? It looked at the bear, and for the dog it seemed that bear was very strong. Okay, and it has decided, finally it has concluded, it has made up his mind that he will take up the service and he will serve for the bear. And it said goodbye to this wolf and went to the bear, and it asked the bear whether I can be your servant. Will you be my master? The bear agreed to this readily and said, let us go and find a herd of cows. I will kill a cow, and then we can both eat our fill. So what the bear said, immediately the bear readily it has accepted. Readily means immediately. It has accepted to be its master. And then the bear says, okay, now both of us will go. And where we'll go, what we'll do? Yes, we will find a herd of cows. Herd means it is a group of cows, children. And the bear says that I will kill one cow, and both of us will eat our fill. Our fill means our stomach full we will eat. They walked on and soon saw a herd of cows. But just as they were about to come up to it, they were stopped by a terrible noise. The cows were moving loudly and running in a panic in all directions. So here they refers to whom, children? Yes, it's the bear and the dog. So both were walking, and finally they saw a herd of cows. Herd means group of cows. But just as they were about to come up to, so about to come up to means about to reach near the, as they were about to go near the cows, they were stopped by a terrible noise. Terrible means fearful. So both of them, they were stopped as they heard fearful noise. The cows were moving loudly and running in a panic in all directions. So what the cows were doing, they were moving. Moving means making a sound. So the sound of the cows is called as moving, and they were moving loudly in a loud voice. They were moving. Why? Because they were in panic. And panic means, children, it is a very, they are, it's a feeling of fear. Okay, a strong feeling of fear. They were in panic, and they were moving in all different directions. The bear looked out from behind a tree, and then he too ran hastily deeper into the forest. So what did the bear do? The bear looked from behind a tree. You can see here, behind a tree the bear was looking what has happened. And then the bear also, it ran very deeply. It ran very hastily. Hastily means very swiftly, very fast. It ran deep into the forest. Now, why did I have to come here? Said he to the dog. Then the bear said, now do you know why did I have to come? Why I had to come over here? Why I had to run? It is the lion who rules the forest in these parts. Now the bear says that, so the lion in these particular parts, that is in this forest, this lion rules. Okay. The lion, who's he? So who said this line, children? Yes, the dog says. The lion, who's he? Don't you know? He's the strongest beast on earth. So who said these lines? Yes, it's the bear. Bear says that, don't you know about the lion? It is the strongest beast. Beast means animal. It is the strongest animal on earth. Well then, I will say goodbye to you, bear. I want a master who is stronger than any one on earth. So the dog says that, okay then, I will tell goodbye to you. So I want a master who is stronger than anyone on this particular earth. And off the dog went to ask the lion to be his master. So then the dog approached the lion and asked that it wanted to be its servant. The lion agreed to it, and the dog stayed with him and served him for a long, long time. So the lion immediately, readily, it accepted the dog's request, and the dog it stayed under him, or it served him for so many days, very long, long time. It served. It was a good life, and he had nothing to complain of, for there was no stronger beast in the forest than the lion, and no one dared touch the dog or offend him in any way. So now the dog, it was leading very good life, very peaceful life, very happily it was living, because this lion is the strongest animal in the forest. It is the stronger beast. So no other animal is stronger than this particular lion. So it lived very happily, and even no one dared touch the dog. Dared touch means they did not have the guts to touch. They were not, the other animals, they were not at all, they were not brave enough to do something to this dog or cause any sort of harm to the dog. So, and they did not even offend him in any way. Offend means displease. They did not even made him unhappy. So the dog led a very peaceful and very good life under this lion, right? But one day, the two of them were walking side by side along a path that ran amid bare cliffs when all of a sudden the lion stopped. So what happened? But one day something has happened, children. So what is that? The two of them. So who are these two of them? Yes, it is the lion and the dog. So both of them were walking side by side. You can see both of them are walking. So where they're walking? Along a path that ran amid bare cliffs. So amid bare cliffs is in the middle of the bare cliffs. It is a steep high rock, okay, or near a seashore, a high rock. On that they were walking, okay, when all of a sudden the lion stopped. So all of a sudden, immediately the lion stopped. So why did it stop? Let us see. He gave a great roar. See, a great roar, the noise which comes out of the lion, that is roaring, we say. Lion roars, and struck the ground angrily with his paws. So angrily it struck the ground, okay, with its paws. And what did it do, children? And with such force that a hole formed there. So it was very angry. It stopped. It gave a great roar, and what happened with its paws? With such a force, it made a hole. The hole formed on the ground over there. Then he began to back away very quietly. So very quietly it went back. What is it, master? Is anything wrong? Asked the dog, surprised. So the dog did not expect this animal to do like this. Okay, so it was very much surprised, and it asked the lion, what is it, master? Is anything wrong with you? What has happened? I smell a man coming this way, the lion said. We would better run for it, or we will be in trouble. So the lion says that I could smell that a man is coming over here. I smell a man coming this way. So I could smell the man, that he's coming this particular way. So it's better that both of us will run away from this particular place, or else we'll be in trouble. Oh, well, then I will say goodbye to you, lion. I want a master who is stronger than anyone on earth. So then this dog says, so if you're afraid of the man, so I want a master who is stronger than anyone on the earth. So I will say goodbye. So you are afraid of the man. So I will say goodbye to you, and I will go to this man. Okay. So the dog said goodbye to this lion. And off the dog went to join the man, and he stayed with him and served him faithfully. This happened long, long ago, but to this day the dog is man's most loyal servant and knows no other master. So this particular incident, it has took place long, long ago, children, but till this date, dog is man's most faithful servant. Okay, so this dog, it became the most faithful servant, and it served man for till this particular date. From that long days onwards till this date, this dog served man. Is this clear? So from this particular lesson, what do we learn, children? Yes, we should be humble and serving. So we should be very humble and we need to serve. The dog, when he finds a master in human, he becomes loyal to him and decides to serve him as a servant. Okay, and we should always live with humility. Right? Is this clear? Have you all understood, children? Thank you.